Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the red Ninjutso Sora and comparing it to my old Ninjutso Sora that I pre-ordered. And the reason why I'm specifying that it's red is just to differentiate this from my original Sora review. However, I do need to clarify, I did refund this mouse, but Ninjutso was very kind and let me keep the mouse, but the reason I did was because it had a sensor issue, which was decently common, sadly, with the early batches, which basically made the sensor stutter, and basically whenever you move the mouse, it would kind of just randomly not move, basically at all for a second, and then it'll just start moving again. It was very distracting and annoying, and made it unusable for any FPS game. Maybe for other games it would be usable, but not FPS games. It was unusable. It was annoying as shit. But the problem was apparently that the sensor was positioned too high, and they said that they would fix it in the new batches, and they addressed this, and they apologized for this. So did they fix this in the new copy that I got of the red Ninjutso Sora? Yes, I would say they did. I don't have any sensor stuttering issues, none of that. But I'm going to be comparing this with the original copy. So first are the clicks. I feel like the original copy had more consistent clicks, but I feel like the click feeling overall on the new copy is better, because I feel like they're less hollow on the new copy. I'll give a quick sound test. So as I said, you can probably hear they do sound a little bit inconsistent. The right mouse button sounds more light, if that makes sense, than the left, and that is true. Just the overall feel as well. The right mouse button is tensioned very nicely, but the right mouse button is a little bit lighter than that, and I would say the bottom out is a little bit more mushy, to be very nitpicky. But it's really not that big of a deal, and I actually like how the bottom out feels, because I like not having to hit hard plastic and that kind of hollow feel that the original copy had. And these still felt great. These were the best mouse switches I ever felt on any mouse, even though the switches kind of feel hollow. But on this new copy, they don't feel hollow. They feel full. They feel tensioned very well. Even on the right mouse button, which is tensioned a little more light and more inconsistent than the left mouse button is what I mean to say. And as I said, the bottom out is a little bit more soft and a little bit, just a little more soft. I still feel like it's very nicely tensioned, but just a little bit more inconsistent. But now let's talk about overall build, which is very good. If I want to be honest, I don't think build is that important anymore, besides a few outliers that have atrocious build quality and really bad common build quality issues, like the Death Adder version 3. I hate the side flexing on that mouse. It's annoying. It's $150, and there's terrible side flexing that got fixed on the new copies from what I've heard, fortunately, but the one that I got unfortunately doesn't have that fix, and yeah, it has bad side flexing problems. But this doesn't. It has the slightest amount of side flexing when I really squeeze it hard. I feel like reviewers, and including me, that I will stop doing this, is squeeze the mouse way too hard. And I understand a lot of reviewers say that, it's not representative of what you use in game, what you how you hold and squeeze the mouse in game. But even then, I still think they're squeezing it way too hard, including me. I was really, looking back at my old videos, I was squeezing the mouse way too hard. But yeah, just overall, very little side flex. Scroll wheel. Scroll wheel is also very good on the new copy, and I feel like it's better than the original. Just tighter tensioning, and just feels more tight, and just is a little bit harder to scroll, but I like that. I like not having a kind of loose, not that tactile scroll wheel like the original kind of felt to me. This feels a lot more tactile and a lot better to me. But now let's move on to side buttons, which is the only area I feel like the original Sora actually wins a little bit, but not by a huge margin. It's probably only because it's a variance from copy to copy, but it's just, I think these have a little bit less post-travel, and a little bit less pre-travel than this new copy. This new copy does have, it is lighter in the click, like pressing it down. But as you can hear, it has that kind of sunken in, like click, like feedback feeling. It's kind of hard to explain like what that is, but a lot of mice have that problem with side buttons. And yeah, the top one has that as well. Kind of hard to demonstrate it. There we go. But yeah, that kind of clicked in feeling, it's kind of hard to explain, as I said, but yeah, I just feel like the original Sora was just a little bit better in terms of the side buttons, but if I'm going to be honest, I don't really care about the side buttons that much because I really only use them for voice chat. Yes, I'm one of those freaks. But now, let's talk about skates and battery life. If I'm going to be honest, I'm really stupid, and I thought the skates that were included in the box and on the mouse itself were glass skates because they were kind of transparent looking and looked a little bit different than the original skates on the original Ninjutso Sora, so I thought that they were glass skates. And I stated that in my first impressions video because I was dumb and I didn't research anything, and no, they're not. They're not glass skates, they're just normal PTFE feet, and I should have given them a chance to break in. That was really dumb of me to just replace them with my old extra pair of skates that I had on my old Ninjutsu Sora box. But yeah, I just replaced them, and I should have just given them a chance to break in because some mouse skates just need to do that. Even like my new skate, my old pair of skates needed to break in when I replaced them. So I should have just given the old ones, the new skates a chance. But I didn't, and I replaced them, which was dumb of me, as I said. But yeah, from what I felt, I just felt like the new skates were a little bit more scratchy and just a little bit more loud, especially more loud out of the box than even the original Sora skates, which I will admit just worked on my mouse pad immediately out of the box, were not like that rough and wasn't like super loud or anything. So I don't know. I don't know if they changed about the skates or if they did, but it just felt like they needed to break in more. But now battery life, which I honestly don't really care a ton about because I don't really play games for like a very long time. I don't play like games for like 9 hours a day. At most, I play games for like 5 hours at most. And even then, that's a stretch. I mostly play games for like 3 hours tops. But yeah, battery life is okay. It's average. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's as good as like my Death Adder version 3, for example, but it's still average. It's okay. It's not something super special. I really don't care a ton about battery life. And I'm using 1,000 hertz pulling and everything like that. So yeah, that's basically it. This mouse is very good. As I've stated, it must be very good to me because I haven't returned it in the 2 months that I've used it. I will admit, the clicks are inconsistent, and then that's probably the worst part of the mouse for me, just the inconsistency of the clicks. Rather than that, great mouse, and even then, the clicks still feel great and very tactile. More tactile, as I said, than the original Sora, which felt just kind of hollow, but more consistent. So they're kind of drawbacks to both, so I would say they're kind of on par with each other, similar but different. So, yeah. But yeah, I just feel like the bottom out is better, even if it's like a little bit more soft. But I feel like, again, it's just less hollow. So you can hear that. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't have a whole lot else to say. This review was kind of long, and I was kind of rambling on a lot and kind of repeating myself, but it's because I don't have a script, man. I'm doing these improv style. But yeah, that's basically it, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.